my primitive ancestry, which stood on rocky shores and kept the beaches shipwreck-free. Though I respect that a lot, I'd be fired if that were my job. After killing Jason off and countless screaming Argonauts, new bird of friendliness, like guardian angels, it's always near. New canary in the outlet by the light switch, who watches over you? Make a little birdhouse in your soul, not to put too fine a point on it. Say I'm the only bee in your bonnet. Make a little...
Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Check, check, check. 1, 2, 3. Check, 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 check. A leedle deedle doodle deedle doddle boodle beetle beetle.
While you're at it, keep that light on inside the birdhouse in your soul. Not to put too fine a point on it. Say I'm the only bee in your bonnet. Make a little birdhouse in your soul. While you're at it, keep the light on inside the birdhouse in your soul.
Too fucking white.
Not to put too fine a point on it. Say I'm the only
Too
bee
white.
in your bonnet.
What?
Make a little birdhouse in your soul.
Just now figuring this out. I feel sorry for you, son.
I know.
I got 99 problems, but
But
A
any
bird
kind of
ain't
skin
one.
tone ain't one.
yeah.
People I know, places I go, make me feel tongue-tied. And I can see how people look down there on the inside. Here's where the story ends. People I see weary of me, showing the good side. And I can see how people look down. I'm on the outside. Here's where the story ends.
All right. I need you to talk into your mic.
So this is me talking without eating the microphone. Kind of sitting back, relaxing. If I need to scoot up and eat the microphone, I can. You can let me know what you think. But overall, we're getting married, and it's weird, and I don't know what to think about it.
Yeah, it's fine.
On a terrible year, which makes me wonder why. And it's the memories of your shed that make me turn red. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Lazy and out, places I go, make me feel so tired.
All right.
And I can see how people look down.
Dude, tell you what. You never feel older than when you find a playlist of songs that were popular when you were a kid and it's all you want to play.
Here's where the story ends.
Honk, honk, honk. Honk, honk, honk.
It's that little
You're a goose.
souvenir of a terrible year.
I should tweet it one more time.
Okay. Doodle 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 doop doodle doodle doodle. We are the geese. Honk 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 honk.
Honk, 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 honk,
Oh shit! I
honk,
should pull
honk,
up
honk, goose.
the doc.
And the logo photo. Well, I guess it doesn't matter now.
The doc. Uh-huh. All right. Yeah, right. Are you ready?
As ready as I'm gonna be. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Jurymore podcast, the podcast where we're getting married.
Goddamn right.
Came close to not getting married,
But
but
I mean,
still
there's
getting married.
Yeah, I don't know. What's close and what's not close?
When we get really salty and passive aggressive with each other, and
Well, yeah. I mean, but that's. I guess there are days and there are days, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think like we had, like, to say that we fought is to say that we were planning the wedding, right? Like
it comes with the territory, I suppose. But
well, it's just, I mean, that's just what it is. Like, I mean, like there are elements of this that just naturally are a problem. They just, you want to know what? In fact, we have a lot to go over. Let's go ahead. Update.
So still planning that wedding, guys, but we actually were fairly productive the other day.
We were.
We decided the best way to do wedding planning is to go to our favorite local wine bar,
Yeah.
drink a bottle of wine,
Yeah.
and start planning.
Well, we also drank mimosas before.
Bottomless mimosas.
We did bottomless mimosas at brunch, and then, I mean, what are you gonna do? Sober up and plan a wedding?
You're funny.
Like, well, I mean, it's just like, I mean, let's be fucking for real here, all right? Like you're not gonna sober up. You just gotta ride it out. And also, like, this is a productive. It was a very productive day. There was a lot of work done on the wedding, a lot of work done on the card game. Like, but it also kind of doubles as like one of the few just uninterrupted, doesn't involve me flying cross country flight kind of Saturdays we've had in a while. So like we were trying to do the best of both worlds.
Yeah, and
we were trying to have a nice little Saturday alongside a lot of planning.
A lot of not nice, painful, stressful planning. But we sat down, we persevered, we worked on the script, which I guess we can talk about all this more in detail later.
Yeah.
But we whipped out the script. Justin didn't get his ring finger sized. I figure I must announce this on the podcast.
Did we decide that was going to happen?
You getting a ring?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Yes.
Well,
We
that I was going to
did.
get my ring
The
finger
royal
size.
we.
That I was going to get my ring finger size. Like that wasn't a thing that we decided that I was definitely going to do, right?
Well, you need to get it sized so we can get you a ring.
I mean, I don't know. Like these are all your decisions.
Yeah. Part of my misandry.
I mean, I'm just saying. But I don't
Anyway.
know, why are you scripting? I mean, like that's. I don't feel like that's something that we promised.
No,
Like that
you
we
are
would
wearing
do.
a wedding band.
I'm not saying I'm not. I'm saying that it's not something we promised on the
Oh.
podcast. You're just bringing it up as if it was a thing.
Oh, no.
that we
I'm
had
bringing...
told everybody that we were doing, and I didn't do.
No, we didn't tell everybody we were doing this, but I'm bringing it up on the podcast because the podcast is God and it's how we get things done. So since we have yet to actually get you anywhere to get your finger size, I am mentioning this now.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't happen
I
by
do
next
kinda
week,
feel
I
like
can
it's your
publicly shame
problem.
you. My problem.
Yeah.
That I can't slice your hand off and take it to a jeweler? Is that my problem?
No, it's your problem that you're the one who's into this whole ring thing.
You're funny.
Like,
You're really funny.
I feel like this is
Got
the
a
point.
lot of laughter there, Jury.
We're gonna get to another email from the best emailer we have on this podcast, which is also doubles as my mother. And I feel like now she's listening to this and she has like her like she's fucking face palming and she's like, you've done so well up till now, and now you have to be a dickhead, Justin.
It is getting to crunch time. We are coming into like a couple of months before the wedding, and it's gonna take time to get your ring, and you know that. And you can't put it off any longer, son.
And you know this, man. All right, so ring, I'll get it sized. It's just, to be honest, man, like there's a lot on my plate, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it ain't exactly my top priority. So
well, it is this coming week, within the next 7 days.
now there was a little bit of a possibility of another way, which was at brunch. You're like, well, as we're walking home, we're getting your fucking ring finger sized. And I was like, all right.
No.
And so what did you
Bullshit.
Google? What did you Google?
Bullshit.
You yelped what?
Yeah, I was looking for jewelers, for ring jewelers.
Uh-huh.
And one place came up that was relatively close to our brunch place. And then I clicked on it. And I should have actually read what the jeweler's name was because it had grills in the title of the jeweler's
Yeah.
name. But it
Oh,
was
some
like,
Oakland
and it
jewelry.
had all of these photos too for the Yelp
Hella.
that actually had the teeth. So,
Yeah, it was a
but no,
grill.
you're not wearing that in lieu of
I
a
can't
wedding
have
band.
number one bitch.
No, all right,
grill.
nope, too much.
Too much?
And done. You're getting your fucking ring finger sized.
You are my bottom bitch. That's for real though. Wine.
You're the worst.
So we drank wine.
We drank wine. We planned. We got a lot done. Other than that, I'm trying to think of.
No, we want to get into the fight.
Do we want to get into? I mean, this is really mostly going to be, in part, our topic. Let's go ahead and talk about wine fight, though.
So we were sitting down and we were drinking a bottle of wine, and by and large things are going pretty well. And then we hit. I think
So we're scripting the wedding.
Yeah, we're
mind
scripting
you
the
guys.
wedding. Yeah.
We're typing things out, and going pretty well overall. And the internet sweetheart sends us a text message.
Yeah.
Are we mentioning that?
The internet sweetheart?
Yeah, John Teasdale.
Teasdale. Teasdale's there with us.
Yeah, he comes in halfway through.
Yeah.
Or actually, we weren't even there very long. We were there maybe 20 minutes before he texted
when
us.
we were on our way down, he was like, hey, I'm done with this. He went out for a date. Anyway, this isn't the John Teasdale podcast. This is the Jurymore podcast.
Yeah.
So he is with us the entire time, which is very important when we get to the point in the story in which we hit a snag. We had been going really well. I think like things have been progressing. Like,
Yeah.
as easy as this is going to come, it was going. However, I think it was our first dance. It was the song for our first dance. And this had every hallmark of a Justin Ashley fight. Everything. Here's how every Justin Ashley fight tends to go.
So, Justin, what song do you want for the first dance?
I don't know. What kind of music do you like?
I mean, I don't know. I don't really listen to that kind of music. Like,
What do you
whatever
mean
you
that
want.
kind of music?
I mean,
Like-
I don't listen to slow stuff. I listen to like
So what about
the
you know,
double clicks and
So what about if you actually would have fucking
said the double clicks.
Yes. No, you were being way more helpful
I
in
was
this
being-
conversation. You shut down and just kept going, I don't know. I don't
I
know.
didn't wanna
I don't know.
pick a
I don't
bad
listen to music. I don't listen to
song.
music. I don't know. I don't know. And so I'm like, all right, well, what about fast songs? What about slow songs? What about orchestral
didn't-
music? What about music with lyrics? And you're just like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And I got
Well,
really
I didn't
frustrated.
want to pick the song.
Well, but like,
And then you picked a song.
and then I'm like, all right, well, here's a song that is like fucking cliche indie hipster wedding, which was Band of Horses.
And I had
no
never
one's gonna
heard
love
it.
You like I do.
So you pull it up on your phone. I start
Which
listening
here,
to
we'll,
it.
We'll go ahead and explain. Explain what I did.
So Justin pulled up the song on his phone and gave me headphones, and he's really kind of irritated, visibly irritated at this point. And I start listening to the song, and listened to it for like maybe a minute. And mind you guys, one thing that I can tell you is that we don't plan on doing like full-length songs for the first dance. Like we're only planning on like a 30-second snippet. So by the time I got through like the first actual chorus, like I stopped it and I turned it off and pulled the headphones out, and Justin turns to me. Actually, you don't even turn to me. You don't even look at me. You're just typing away on the computer and you're like, "Oh, so that good, huh?"
All right. You are also leaving things out. Because
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay, so what am I leaving out?
Because here's what you're leaving out. At that point, I was like, "Hey, do you want to take a break? Do you want to maybe take a break in planning?"
I forgot about that.
And you,
And I said no.
feeling on the defensive from the whole song thing, lash out at me and say, "No, because this is going to be the only time I will ever have you right here to actually do this. We are getting this done." Nyeh.
Okay, no, I didn't go meh.
You did. You said. I distinctly remember it. Nyeh.
No. Well, because I was so...
It's safe to say that you lashed out. Fair to say that you lashed out.
Fair to say that I was being a jerk store.
Yes.
And that I was really frustrated because my fear in that moment was that you were... If I were to say, like, okay, fine, let's take a break, that we would not get back to it. Like, we would not pick it back up because John was there. So I kind of snapped and said, like, no, you basically because you've been traveling so much.
And it is a fair worry for you.
When we're 2 months out.
No, also because I have other, like, the rest of that day, if I was working on anything, I was working on the Contender with John.
Yeah.
So it would have been easy for even me and John to slip into a conversation that would have been very productive and would have been helpful for me to continue going on, which in a world where I've got so much shit on my plate, it's not like there can be an argument of like, "Oh no, wait, but this is helpful." Because everything's going to be helpful, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm not, as much as I am doing a lot of, what like I live a fairly life on my own standards. There's not a lot of time in the day where I'm not working on something lately, right?
Yeah.
Like there's just a lot. So it's like
it's really project overload right now.
it is. And you rightfully, I think, just saw a future wherein like, okay, yeah, we'll take a break.
And then you guys would start working on Contender,
We'd start working
and then
on
we
Contender,
wouldn't get back
and then
on
that
it.
would be it. That would be it for
Yeah.
the day. And you would be steam cleaned. You would be very, very angry if that would be the case. So you lash out at me.
But that was realistic for me to think that in that moment, I think.
It was a understandable fear that does not justify the anger and tone. I think
Fine.
would be the safe way to say it.
As not good enough for you wasn't
And that's-
justified.
Yes, when you stop listening to
The 5-minute song.
Taken apart, or wheeling through an
I was like, okay, yeah, not good enough for you? Huh?
It's fine.
Now, meanwhile, I was writing the wedding. For whatever reason, that little fight.
You just wanted me to put the freaking headphones in and not talk to me.
No.
That's the way it came
That's not
off.
the case. That's not the case. No, you just said, you were like, all right, well, you want to work, which really is also, I mean, not to get too psychological, but is a problem with the fact that I am at my most productive when there is the most hostility around me. Like
That's not healthy.
That's a problem. However, I think I wrote. How fast did it take me to write like the rest of the wedding? It was
my
like
God.
20 minutes.
So basically you're saying verbal abuse.
Listen, I don't like. I've known
Oh my
this
God.
about myself.
Are you a sadomasochist? Let's go to the kink.com building.
No.
Oh, this is going to be so much fun. We can have another sex episode.
I don't think that it transfers there necessarily.
Okay, all
I
right.
do think that it is something I've known about myself for a while, and is that like I do think maybe not hostility, but certainly pressure is something that like I tend to work at my most clear and at my most focused when there is more pressure around me.
For better or for worse, I can see that in you, and I think I do that maybe not nearly to the degree that you do, but I see you and like Brian both do that. Like think of South by Southwest or Dragon Con or anything that you guys have done where you wait until the last 2 fucking weeks to get it done.
By the way, that's more me than it is.
Okay, so it's more you than Brian. Fine.
Brian, if he had his druthers, would probably plan things. Maybe not. Like he may not be the best planner on the planet, but he is definitely a better planner than I am. I am the one who always needs to wait until the last fucking second.
If this weren't our wedding, and if this weren't such a with the scripting that we're doing, and we're not going to get into all of this on the show, but like with all the little moving pieces that are going to be happening in our ceremony, like we can't have that wait till 2 weeks out.
Well,
obviously. So like,
and I have never suggested that we do that.
No, but that I'm just saying that kind of pressure you work really well under, but we can't really do that in this case.
I'm not. That's not. That's
no.
Never
I know.
been the
I
case
know. I know. I'm just making a point that
yes.
I think that
I would say it's a very clear point.
I think that you probably wouldn't even think about this as much, and I'm projecting obviously here.
Yeah.
Until probably the beginning of August, if it weren't for...
You're telling me that a wedding for 400 people, friends and family, with people coming around the world, that involves a cast of, at the very least, including stage and tech, 30 people, that I would wait until 1 month, 4 weeks before I would do any significant planning?
3.
Accurate. So 150% accurate. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Did we want to do another crowdsourcing on the love quotes?
No, I don't think we want to. But I think we've kind of thought of what we want to do for our dance song. But if you guys have any ideas for what our song should be,
Do we want to tip it?
we were thinking Yoshimi battles the pink robots. But if there's anything else you guys want to think about, go ahead and send an email to justinrobertyoung@gmail.com, Jurymore in the subject line.
Right? Huh?
I kind of want to learn how to play that in ukulele. I have a ukulele that I don't know how to play. Seems easy enough.
I think this song means something to both of us. I was on stage with the Flaming Lips when they played
I know,
this.
and Wayne Coyne could also be possibly your father.
Another possible father of mine. Father of mine.
So like maybe Wayne
it's
Coyne's biological and like Rooker's your adoptive father?
I don't know.
No?
We'll get
or
into
both?
it. Maybe we can get an answer from our greatest emailer, Gloria Young. Let's go ahead and stop all this nonsense and get all up into our topic.
So, jury. Today's topic is really kind of an expansion on really just everything that we've been going through and talking about already.
Yeah.
Wedding planning is tremendously stressful.
What?
Yeah. Believe it or not.
You want to know what I would suggest? Let's just table all of this.
Okay.
And deal with it 3 weeks from the wedding.
No! No! No!
All right, fine. Well, we can't do that. Also, at this point, 3 weeks from their wedding would really only be like a week and a half off. So, we have we've been forced to deal with wedding stress. Would you say that we're over the hump? That the majority of the work is behind us? I mean, like, understanding that, like, we still have a significant amount ahead of us, but, like, that we're past the 50-yard line at the very least?
I think so.
That's safe to say,
when
right?
Thinking about things practically, we've just got to refine the script, assign work to people, And then the day of is really the big thing, obviously. And
Yeah.
and Patrick not
Pulling
letting
it
me
off is
take
pretty
control
much
of
like
anything.
25%
Yeah.
of all work. So here we go. We decided to write down ways that we have found that we are dealing with wedding stress. Okay, so this again is just think of it as a scientific survey of what we have found. Because again, part of the reason why we're doing this, I don't know if you remember, it was so long ago that we decided we were going to fucking podcast planning our wedding. Because if there's one thing that's we needed to add on top of all the stress of fucking planning a wedding was
Is the stress of coming up with
figuring
episodes?
out a way to fucking podcast about it. Hey, by the way, big shout out to Andrew Zarian and his lovely wife, who I ran into when I was out there in Queens, who apparently are listening to the show. Thank you so much for supporting the program.
Hello.
So part of the reason why we did this was so we could look back in the future, and we can say, hey, this is what we were into. This is how we dealt with. This is who we were right before we got married.
Man.
So this is an important thing. We're gonna see.
We're going to look back and say, wow, what crazy idiots and their crazy ideas to do something so complicated and stupid.
I mean, I think that we will both agree, and this is gonna be funny when we look back on this, and we will listen to these episodes and say,
Five-year anniversary.
Justin was definitely right to be upset that Ashley didn't listen to the whole Band of Horses song. Let's just move on. Dealing with wedding stress.
Tenser Guy says from the chat, the only way to deal with wedding stress is lots and lots of angry sex. Take it from a pro who's been married.
Tenser Guy is so Latin. It literally he just sweats machismo into the chat. Okay.
All right.
I was on Twitter the other day, and that bunker game that everybody's playing.
Oh, I actually haven't seen this. How did I miss this?
It's basically
Was it buried under all the rainbows?
I don't know. It was a little bit
Glitter?
before. It was before the world changed and all the Christians went down to the bunkers because the gays have taken over.
Yeah.
But no, it's like a little RPG about living in a bunker. It's kind of like a SimCity type of thing.
Okay.
And he just tweets out, this is Tensor Guy, our good friend Jaime. He's like, I see all these, I have like 8 women pregnant, and I couldn't be happier. Like, he's like, is it wrong that I feel that much prouder?
Congrats to Jaime for fulfilling Latin stereotypes.
Oh,
No.
Listen, it is stereotype, baby. He's living the dream.
Oh my god.
All right, so here we go.
You're a bad person.
Wedding stress.
A lot of it. A lot of tears.
Yeah.
Lots of tears. Lots of me solving problems by burying my face into your neck.
Oh yeah. So now you do. This is your new move.
This is
the squeak and burrow.
Pro move.
Yeah.
Pro move, might I add.
So we'll
Many
just
months of experience.
we'll be in the middle of a conversation for which I'm about to be right about something.
No, that's not true.
Or it's something that you don't want to hear about. But either way, you want to end the conversation where it is, and you will make what noise? And then just slam your head into my chest so as to end the conversation. It's an instant conversation. All right. Video games. You play a lot of
my
video
God.
games.
So, well, I'm gonna take that back a bit. So I'm getting back into playing video games, but one of the biggest stress relievers for me, in general, of all things, is exercise. It helps make me not a crazy person. So particularly rock climbing's my big thing. I don't play as much DDR as I used to, but that kind of cardio is a thing too. But I recently fucked up my hand.
Yeah.
And it seems have torn a tendon, which means it's probably going to be weeks before I can actually climb again. So I'm in a panic.
Yeah.
And so I'm supplementing over the last 2 weeks since I injured it. All my time now with video games.
Well,
because
let's separate it a little bit because let's stay on the exercise thing because
Okay.
I've definitely started running. I've run more lately over the last month and a half than I have since I moved out here to California. It's something that I've always found I enjoyed. It's been really cool. It's been really like refreshing to sort of get my legs back under me and start to be able to run every day without and feel myself getting stronger without it having having it be just as frustrating and annoying as running is when you're super stop and start. It's just something that you have to do every day.
Yeah,
or it's just not worth doing.
Well, it's like with my climbing.
Yeah.
If I'm not doing it every day, not only does that take an like emotional toll, because if I find exercise really, really affects that, especially when I'm stressed. But you just suck at it more. So
Yeah.
I was climbing like 3-4 days a week, every week. So just about every other day. And to go from that to nothing is hard. Where you've stepped it up. Now you're doing it like all the time.
Yeah, which is good. And now you're in a position where one of your releases is kind of taken away from you because of your hand situation. And now you might do something that you have been reluctant to do.
Oh my God. I'm so...
Right?
I hate yoga.
Oh.
Or at least the last... Do they make that noise? I've never heard them make that
Everybody
noise.
a deep resonant om. Om.
Did they do that in your yoga? Because if they do, that's hilarious.
They do that in
And
yoga. No, that's a yoga
Okay.
thing. Yeah.
I've only taken 3 yoga classes and I've hated all of them.
Namaste.
I've never had that experience. And maybe this is East Coast yoga versus West Coast yoga. Are they different yogas?
I just
don't
want to
know.
let you know that I honor the turbulent spirit inside of you. Namaste.
Oh my God. If it is actually like that, I'm not going to last.
Oh, come on. Like, it's fine. Just look at it like it's fucking like Avatar The Last Airbender or something like that.
I've never seen that.
Neither have I, but fucking that's the point. So fucking imagine that's basically an Avatar The Last Airbender cosplay, and this is what they're doing. Like, it's just whatever. I mean, like...
I don't know. I don't...
Why does that element of the fact that you know it's an actual religion bother you when if it was just a made-up religion that like people were just being silly about? Like, it would be like, oh, look, they're just making up all these words.
Because there's like exercise stuff with yoga at least. Like you can do that and just do the exercise portion, which on the East Coast, like I didn't like it, not because they had all that bullshit. They didn't have any of that bullshit when I went.
Uh-huh.
But they just had the exercise portion and I was bad at it, and I don't like being bad at things. Just like
Oh.
you. But
Oh.
that's a weird noise.
Oh.
Can you stop, please?
Okay.
Sorry. Sounded like a bird. So I don't like the woo-woo shit. The woo-woo hippy-dippy shit. And that's fine, that's some people's bag, but I just find it incredibly annoying.
But just imagine that it's made up.
It is made up.
Yeah, but so imagine that it's from a comic book.
I don't know. I'm probably going to do it because it's one
Does
of...
Iron Fist do yoga? What if Iron Fist did yoga? And you can just say, oh, I'm going to Iron Fist training. Iron Fist? Hero? Magical Fist? Fights people? New York City?
With
You're
yoga?
too young. All right, so you have exercising. You mentioned video games. Video games, we now have a new rig. You've been playing a lot of video games. I don't play video games.
Yes, you do.
I play Hearthstone.
You play video games.
I play
What's
singular
the
Hearthstone. Not many. Singular Hearthstone.
False. What was that game in the cave you were playing?
Spelunky?
Yeah, you play
Like
Spelunky.
forever, but because I was like, that's what all the cool kids pushed me into doing it on Twitch.
Oh, you were peer pressured
I was.
to play Spelunky.
I was.
When you sat here for hours.
That's only because I like attention on the internet. You know that.
Play some other games.
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't fucking say it.
But no.
Yeah, no. I play Hearthstone, but you play a lot of video games.
Video games is a nice release though, a nice stress release. And for me, it's kind of twofold because it's not just, hey, I get to sit down and enjoy video games and a storyline and like not have to think about anything else, but it's also right now with my creative stuff, like my YouTube stuff is on hold. There's a lot that I just don't have time for with the wedding right now.
Yeah.
Where there are a couple of things that I can do which helps relieve stress for me.
And you can
I
stream to
like
Twitch.
I can stream to Twitch. I can still have that audience interaction that I like
Yeah.
and things that I like to do. So whether that's once a week with April, or I find I did it another night not too long ago. Like now that we have the rig, I'm starting to get into Twitch again. But yeah, I'm using that as a release for stress of all things, and banning everybody that calls me a dyke for my haircut because homophobia is not cool.
Wait, no, no.
I mean, I fuck you.
Didn't say much. All right, and then we have drinking.
This one I'm uncomfortable with.
Why? Hey, where's the bottle, by the way?
It's in the kitchen.
Okay, you just go ahead and take this topic for a second.
Okay, so Justin and I, for better or for worse, self-medicate. Hence, drinking at the wine bar to get wedding planning done. I am incredibly uncomfortable as he pours me some more sham, pineapple sham. What year is this, Justin?
I don't know why you put this thing on top.
Well, I put the thing on the
Hula
wow,
O'Maui.
Hula O'Malley. That's not the year.
It is.
It's pineapple flavored wine. That's sparkling wine. That's all I know. It's good. Bottom line, as we sit here drinking, starting to drink during this podcast, I'm very uncomfortable with this because even though we've done wedding planning several times over wine now, because it makes it easier to do, I have family members that are alcoholics, or have had family members that are alcoholics rather, and it scares me. And that's not to say that we're alcoholics, because we're certainly not drinking to the capacity that I have known alcoholics to drink, but I'm very uncomfortable with the amount of drinking that we do as of late.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Like, it's fine. And not to be dismissive.
But you're going to be dismissive?
But I dismiss it.
Dick.
No, it's not. I mean, okay, sure. Like, do we drink a little bit more than we would otherwise? Yeah. But we're not running away from the problems. We are, if anything, it's just like, I don't know. It is certainly not long-term healthy behavior. That's safe to say.
Neither is your bachelor party.
Sure.
Or my scheduled, as of tonight, bachelorette party.
Oh, yeah, you have a bachelorette party
I
now.
do now. Look at me go.
So, you just want to make sure that you know where it fits in your life. And I think that's whenever addiction comes into the picture, it is really when your internal compass has become fucked up based on one action. And that's the problem that I think we have seen in our family members. And it's not what we have here with us. What we are in is just a very stressful situation in which we don't have a lot of free time.
Yeah.
And so the free time or what fucking passes for free time these days, like fucking planning, taking up our entire Saturday afternoon to plan for a wedding, is we got to try to make the best of it. And whether that means drinking every night, just means that we're working every night.
I prefer not to drink every night, but no, I know what you're saying.
I mean, yeah.
I know that we are not the threshold of alcoholism that I know people to be, but it's something that, because I have had many family members, or not many, I guess not a ton, but like I've known several people, family members and not, that have been alcoholics, and it's something that I'm just very cognizant of. And if we were to drink one more bottle of wine a week or one more glass of wine a week, I would be concerned. And I have been, even prior to like us getting into super high stress wedding threshold time, you know? So
Yeah.
my baggage. Woo.
Hey, man. I'm the one who's supposed to have the alcoholism baggage.
How?
Because of my dad?
Sure.
Wait.
I mean, I've got alcoholism in my family too. Like, it's,
Okay. I mean, we can both have alcoholism baggage. I'm not saying.
no, this is a competition.
Okay. And who has the most alcoholism
No,
baggage?
that's bad.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. Well, maybe we'll get into more fucking addiction baggage in my history when we get to the emails. Emails get written to justinrobertyoung@gmail.com. That is justinrobertyoung@gmail.com.
forgot the
Put
sound.
Jurymore in the subject line. We don't have sounds for email, and we've never had sounds for
I
email.
thought we had the same music transition.
Wait, hold on.
I thought we did. Maybe we
Let's go
didn't.
ahead
I don't know.
and
People
let's-
in the audience know. I swear we've only had one glass of sham. That one.
We never played this the second time. We only play it once.
Okay, well.
Hello, Justin and Ashley. This comes from Louis. I have a suggestion about your 3-count problem. The main problem you, or both, are having with Justin's renewed pro wrestling interest is time. Being a WWE fan takes up a lot of time. My suggestion, stop following WWE and watch Lucha Underground instead.
Can I cut in really quick?
Yeah, I was just actually going to skip through this entire email.
So I, having watched secondhand, based on whatever you're watching, like,
Yeah.
thought that WWE was like NXT and was like a bunch of other things, but apparently they're not.
So think of WWE as basically just think of WWE as Broadway. Okay? Like it is the place where everybody who practices this craft eventually wants to go for both money and prestige because no one makes more money doing it than WWE superstars
So
do.
NXT is
and no one-
SHN.
Yes. So what NXT is like the off Broadway, like, you know, the places that like you can maybe do a more artistic play, but it's connected to the same people who book the big Broadway shows. What he is talking about with Lucha Underground is, you know, like black box theater kind of stuff, and like Ring of Honor, Chikara, Hood Slam, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, that kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
That's all kind of like minor league stuff. Here's the problem for Luis, and he makes a very convincing case in this email about why Lucha Underground is great. Lucha Underground, of course, is on the El Rey network, and everything I've seen of it is awesome. I do very much enjoy it. The problem is this, you know, you are not going to solve my wrestling addiction. Number one, my wrestling addiction is not to be solved. It is a very legitimate way for a 32-year-old man to spend his time.
The first step of having your problem is admitting that you have a
I
problem.
don't have a problem, right? I like to watch
Yeah, all right.
wrestling. That's
All
fine.
right.
And also, he assumes that I'm not a Lucha Underground fan. I am a Lucha Underground fan. I don't get to watch it all that much, but I do know it. And introducing me to more interesting, awesome wrestling will not cut down the time that I spend watching wrestling. It
All right.
will only add to the time I spend watching
I would like to
wrestling.
make an announcement to anyone that would like to suggest any more wrestling for Justin to watch. Don't. He has to plan a wedding. Wait
fair
until
point.
after September 5th.
And then
2015?
I'll catch up with all of Lucha Underground and Dario Cueto's ladder match.
Thank you, Lewis.
Our
And our number one fan.
number one emailer.
Yeah. You may have heard the name once or twice.
Hello, Bug. Where to wine at Young?
By the way, has she tweeted in a while?
No, she doesn't tweet. She needs to tweet more.
Yeah. Hey, Gloria, this is your opportunity to tweet.
In fact,
You
I
should
think
do it.
her
It's like-
Twitter only has what I tweeted when I first set it up, which was #smoke weed every day.
what was it? Glowbug Young?
Yeah, I think it's, Glowbug Young.
Yeah. Everyone follow Gloria, twitter.com/glowbugyoung. No, she retweeted Andrews. Was that you too?
I don't know.
She has 4 tweets.
What are the 4 tweets?
Okay. First one, 3rd of November, 2013. Thanks to everyone for the welcome. What do you have to confess to me? And that was actually something she tweeted. I remember being there for that. And then...
by the way, that I don't know if we've gone over. That's a real thing she used to do to me and my brother.
What do you have to confess?
She would walk in, because this is something she picked up from one of the first jobs she had, first lawyers that she worked for. A man who, by no relation, was named Burton Young. He used to say, both to his clients and his children, he would just sit down, first thing out of his mouth, what do you have to confess to me? Just to shake shit loose. It would just be the thing he would always say, just to start a conversation, just to reveal the guilty conscience of whoever was in front of him. My mom took to this tactic like a fucking fish to water, and used to do it to me and my brother. Oh, like not every day, because it'll get worn out, but enough to keep us on her toes. She loves what do you have to confess to me?
So her second tweet to follow up to that was 10 days later. Love all your confessions. My confession to all of you is that I just found out where to find all your replies, as I am a Twitter illiterate.
Okay.
And then the next one was something you tweeted.
Which was?
Definitely. It was a picture of me and Gloria drinking. I think it was at your aunt and uncle Terry Bobby.
Okay.
And it was getting slizzard on TG, biatch. Hashtag stay fucked up. Hashtag smoke weed every day. Hashtag written by Justin. And then on the 11th of January 2014, Gloria retweeted 2 days until Don't Trust Andrew Main. RT if you'll be watching, blah, blah, blah.
So there
So
we
go follow Glowbug Young.
Everybody follow at Glowbug Young, which I'm sure because she hasn't fucking set her Twitter settings correctly, anybody who's following her is just vibrating her phone right now in South Florida, which is fucking 2:00 in the morning.
Gloria, you better be tweeting our wedding. That's all I
Yeah,
gotta
she
say.
better be. And by the way, inappropriate that you would tweet hashtag stay fucked up. Gloria writes in, hi, Justin and Ash. Well, as usual, I'm a couple episodes behind, but I did recently listen to both The Porn Discovery and Bachelorette #1.
By the way, gonna cut in right here.
Yeah.
I almost did not want to talk about the porn thing. Or I didn't not want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But
Oh, because it was
knowing
so
that your
embarrassing
mom,
to you.
No, it's not. But because your mom, I know,
Yeah.
listens to this, I'm like, are you sure?
Oh, God. Yeah. So she writes.
She writes.
I will first comment on The Porn Discovery. Once again, I must tell you that I am amazed with how easy you both share such personal situations with all of those who care to listen. Love it and wish I could be so brave. And Ash, Justin was right. No need to apologize to me for this episode because I did raise him and nothing surprises me anymore. And besides that, I listened to Gay Not Gay on the Night Attack comedy album and thought it was hilarious. For those of you who don't know, Gay Not Gay is a story I told about a series of events in which I jerked off next to other guys when I was a child. But
I thought it was singular.
no, listen to that track. Smoke weed every day.
All right, anyway.
But there's definitely something about guys and porn. And she writes parenthetically, formerly known as porno in the 70s.
She underlined the O, too.
She did, just in case we weren't going to pick up on it. During the many years I've worked in offices, I've actually walked into the offices of various male coworkers only to find them watching porn on their work computers. Not doing anything else, just watching. But my observation has been that men love to watch porn all the time, anytime. No big deal in my opinion. What an amazing sign of a patriarchal dominance, right?
You know, and this is where I was just thinking in my head, it's like, well, you know, I would think that the reason for that is largely because porn isn't made for women for the most part. It's made and targeted toward men. You can find porn targeted toward women, but the majority is largely targeted toward men.
Well, but at the same, also that shit ain't appropriate at work.
No, it's totally not appropriate at work. No,
Like,
you're
can
right. If that's
save
what
it,
you're
save
getting
it for the fucking den. You know? Come on, guys. All right, back to the
at.
email.
Or your failed incognito window.
It wasn't failed. You just got nosy all up in my...
I didn't get nosy. I was trying to look up something in Chrome, and you had the incognito window up. Don't you fucking...
Nosy like a pig to truffles.
Wait, what? What does
Sniffing
that
it
even
out.
mean?
Pigs hunt truffles.
Do they?
Yeah.
Truffles are delicious. Of course they would.
Oh. And so you admitted.
Wait,
Shame! 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 Back to the email. Now with regard to a mate having kept a secret. I've been there too after spending a considerable number of years with one of my mates, which is awesome because it almost sounds like she's a British pub goer.
Yeah.
I found out that he had been gambling for years, running up a huge debt, yet he had kept it all a secret from me for a very long time. Needless to say, I was very hurt that this activity had been kept from me for so long, but more than anything, I was deeply disappointed in my partner and ultimately ended the relationship because of this breach of trust. But I've learned over the years that's what happens with an addiction, which gambling is, similar to alcohol or drugs. So it really depends upon the type of information that's being withheld. If it's not harmful to you or your mate or the relationship as a whole, then I think it's okay. But better yet, once it's discovered, the couple can talk about it and share their feelings, all the better, which is exactly what the two of you did. Kudos to the both of you.
Yeah, yes.
And then she goes on to say that I was not lying to you when I said that I was not planning the bachelor party because she had watched Eric plan it from her living room. Love you both. I can't believe how fast the wedding date is coming up. Mom!
Thanks, Glow. Thanks, Glow.
Oh, Glowbug Young.
No, and again, like, I know that you weren't lying about it. You had talked to me about it, but because you had never mentioned it, it was just...
Yeah.
I assumed it wasn't happening.
I mean, well.
And you had not talked about
And
flying
now
to
we've
Florida.
settled it.
Settled it.
Now
and
we've
now I'm
settled it.
having a bachelorette party that you're not invited to.
And I won't. I'm just gonna be sitting here in a hairnet.
But you know what's probably
and
going to
a
happen?
muumuu, wondering where you are. I just wish they'd call.
You know what's probably going to happen?
Yeah.
Is I'm going to be getting ready to leave and be like, oh, do you want to come? You sure you don't want to come? And then I'm going to get shit-faced wasted and call you and be like, Justin, this party sucks.
No, you're gonna have a great time.
Okay.
It's gonna be awesome, and I'm not coming to your party.
Good, because you're not invited.
Mm-hmm. You're definitely gonna invite me by the time that it's all done.
Or when I'm really drunk, I'll tell you to come out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it. You're gonna have a night by yourself, a night for you to do whatever
And then
you
I'm
want.
going to come home and throw up in the bed, and you're going to have to clean it up.
That's
and
fine.
It's going to be...
That's my lot in life. I'm starting to think it is our lot in life. All right. If you want to email the show, justinrobertyoung@gmail.com. justinrobertyoung@gmail.com is where you want to do it. Put Jurymore in the subject line. That is Jurymore. Ashley Paramore, who fucking before we started recording said, I just don't know how much we have in this topic as we now end into the first hour-long episode of the Jurymore podcast ever
goodness.
recorded. What do you have to let everybody know they should look forward to in the world? Oh, Paramore.
So I'm Healthy Addict pretty much everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Snurpchart, YouTube, Twitch, Fake Gamer Girl, which is increasingly doing more and more. And I'm doing on Sundays what was formerly my church stream is now onlyhumanpodcast.com. It's still going on at the Healthy Addict channel at 10 a.m. Pacific time, where it's myself and the internet sweetheart, John Teasdale.
He is the internet sweetheart.
And also planner of my bachelorette party now.
Yeah, look at that.
Anyway, that's pretty much it right now.
If you, I got something new to plug.
You what?
At Contender Game.
Yes.
On Twitter, Contender Game on Facebook, Contender Game on IG, Iggy. Go ahead and follow it. It's a new card game that I'm doing with the internet sweetheart, John Teasdale. along with two amazing designers at Guts and Glory. We are rounding the bend and getting ready for our Kickstarter, but we're looking for people to do print and play tests this weekend, the Independence Day weekend. If you would like to do it, then go ahead and hit me up on Twitter at Contender Game. At Contender Game.
Woo!
But until next time, my name is Justin Young.
I'm Ashley Paramore.
We're getting married.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
Sorry guys, sorry.
Oh,
I didn't have the
missed all
mics
the
up.
funny. All the funny. Too late. You missed it. Oh,
Yeah.
that sucks. Yeah, hi guys. Thanks for coming. No, I didn't think we were gonna get as much as we did out of this episode. Largely because, like, I don't want to just... I think it worked out. But, like, I was so worried about just whining about, it's like, oh, look at us and how stressed we are. And here's the releases. Also, we're stressed.
Yeah, but I think that's
I think we
kind of
did okay.
what the show's about, right?
Yeah.
Like there are part of. I think there's an element of why people listen that is about what we're fighting about, why we're fighting, and how we're dealing with it. Like I think that's part of the show.
Yeah. Did you guys like the show? Let us know. Haha, that rhymed. Woo. Yeah. Spent too much time on wrestling addiction.
I mean, like that was last week's episode though, right? Like we spent like fucking 3 minutes on wrestling addiction this time.
Yeah, we did actually talk a ton about details that I barely understood last week.
Yeah.
That you tried to make it sound like I was a fan. I'm not.
You're more of a fan than you think you are.
I'm a Hood Sham fan.
Don't bring your fucking kids. Hood Slam.
Hood Slam is not wrestling.
It's just Friday.
I'm convinced.
This is real.
Fuck. We're gonna be so drunk.
Rock, flag, and eagle.
Well, sorry that 3 minutes is too long. You gotta be able to deal with that.
Jotman. Jotman, stand up. Can't listen to the 3-minute wrestling conversation. Jotman, stand up. Take out your earbuds. Plop. Plip. All right, guys. Well, fuck, man. It's late, even here on Pacific time. I don't know if anybody is up on, what's it called? On the East Coast. If you're listening to us, God bless you.
I think we're gonna shut it down and
Shut it down.
go the fuck to sleep. Ohio.
Jotman's from Ohio.
Wow, that's way past my bedtime.
Where in Ohio?
that's a
Right
good
by
question.
the beach, boy.
So like Cleveland? Is that
not
what that
beach.
means?
It's
No,
a-
Cleveland's
it's a
next to the
fucking
beach.
lake that lights on fire.
Not anymore. They cleaned it up.
Hmm.
Or all the shit burnt out of it. Now it's just got toxic algae in it. Yay, climate change. Woo.
Also, the flats look like a Scooby-Doo ghost town.
Okay,
which one time-
ripping off that song.
I heard that song, and then I went to Cleveland, and I looked down, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? It looks like a Scooby-Doo ghost town. And someone's like, oh, it's the flats. And I'm like, man, that motherfucker wasn't lying.
Oh, he's 15 miles south of Lima.
He's near Jury
wait.
Facts.
And where you got your iPhone?
Thanks to Jury Facts.
No, I lived in near Mansfield for a while.
You did.
And then I lived in Columbus.
Mm-hmm.
That's really the only places I've lived in Ohio.
Good, we're done
But
with
I
it.
escaped.
Yeah. Better.
So say we all.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys. I'm kind of fading.
Good night.
Let's go ahead and get here. Wait a minute. Maybe it's this button here. No, it's not it.
Quick, I'm gonna burrow into
didn't know
your
I couldn't do
your
that.
How
neck.
about this one?
Oh, you didn't know?
Maybe it's this one. Or good night, y'all.